Well, it's another windy day on Oologah. I am sitting in a cove up on the north end of the lake, trying to get out of the wind. Ended up bending a couple of my props on my motor getting here, so it looks like I'll be ordering another propeller. After about 30 minutes, I get my first action. Got us a decent one here, I think. We're just pulling him out of some stuff. Frickin' come off. Getting me wrapped up in stuff. Ended up with a double there all of a sudden. A little 5-pounder. I don't know what the other one was. He was probably close to that. But he came off right there, not too far from the boat. Must have had that first one whisker hooked. Boy, it is rocky out here today. This is supposed to be high pressure right now, but it's supposed to be dropping. And I wasn't going to come this morning, but I thought, well, I'll give it an all-dayer and see if I can tell a difference between the high pressure and the low pressure. So started out here, and this is real windy. I'm up on the north end of the lake. You can see the wakes behind me just coming into this cove kind of. But it's a southwest wind coming into, so this cove is kind of exposed to that. So we just had 2 fish go down. You saw the one, and the one lost. He must have been whisker hooked though, but felt like I was having to drag him through some stuff to get him coming to a boat, but he was on top when I lost him, so that's why. There's not another one. It's hard to tell with this wind whether you got bites or not. After about an hour and a half with no bites, I decided to move back up lake to a cove I had passed on the way in that looked a little bit less choppy. I found the least choppy area I could find, and I'm sitting in about 3 foot of water, fishing around me in what could be 2 to 4 foot of water. Just as I was setting the camera, I got my first hit in this new spot. Right off the bat, new spot. Not a big one, but that's a quick turnaround right there. This shallow water, I'm sitting in almost 3 foot. Probably casting into 2 or so. It's the only place I can get out of the wind. Let's see what we got here. Bad, not a bad one. There's one muddy cat. Saw this little spot on the way to that other spot. Thought it was just kind of a small nook area, which it kind of is, but it's not. It's a little less in the wind, but and it's shallower. But there's some fish in here, and I heard one of the local guide services talking about a decent trip they had in 1 to 3 foot of water. So we're gonna stick this spot out till these winds die down, and then I'll go down to my little honey hole where I have caught bigger fish. But hopefully there's nothing saying that some big boy ain't swimming around in here either. So getting quick bites. It was less than a minute before this fish hit. We'll get some fast action in this little area. Hopefully there'll be some big ones show up. If I were looking for food, I'd be eating well tonight. Good little eater, small one. Bait looks good. That's still got a little blood coming out the butt of it. That's a bluegill back end. Sorry about the poor angle. Because of the high wind, I'm having to keep my camera on the dash behind the windshield. Another eater. Wash off her, buddy. Barely hooked. All about the same size. Big boy coming up. A lot of action in here though. That's shallow water.
Trees? Trees? Yeah, I was trying to handle you and a rod at the same time and you lost. Hello. Oh, just the winds. Yeah. Changing the spark plug? Oh, no. Yeah, I'm up here on the north end. It's been a, oh, got a fish. I had some fairly steady action here in this spot.
Sorry, Billy. Hope I didn't put a knot on your head.
Bunch of dinks. Dink.
After about an hour and a half with no more bites, I decided to move over a little bit. It wasn't 5 minutes before I got action here.
Seems like a move always pays off. He's wrapped up in something. Coming out now. Another eater. A 5 or 6 pounder. Nice eater. Right at 4 o'clock now, and this wind ain't dying down any. Well, it's died down just a tad. I don't know if I'm gonna get to my good spot, but hopefully it'll calm down. This could be a good place tonight. I may stay in here, especially if I can get a decent fish on.
I think that's the 5th or 6th fish today, and they've all been about the same size. And I'm sitting in 3 foot of water again. I mean, I just moved probably about 50 yards, 70 yards, just to get into some new water, and paid off pretty fast. But caught him on chicken again. But I've caught some nice fish on chicken too, so I caught that 22 pounder last week on that. So seems like the winds are down just a little. I guess the way I'm tied up right now is a little more bearable than it was over there, so we're keeping our lines a little better now, and I've got all fresh bait on. You know, chicken, I think I got chicken on 4 of them and bluegill on 3 of them. That one came off chicken again, so we'll see how it goes. We'll keep plugging away. I just had a small bite on this rod, and when I was reeling it in, it got hung up, so I had to snap it off. And I took the time to put a new leader on, and I'm getting ready to cast it out.
got wrapped up around something that was swimming away. So he ended up surfacing over there. We got him all freed up. It's been a popular place to be over there. Not to be eating good tonight, that's for sure, but just don't want these size fish. Nice fish. Probably the big one of the day. It's like a 6 or 7 pounder. Nice fish. That was a pretty fish. Yeah. Maybe the night bites are coming on. We're gonna put on more chicken. I think he came on chicken. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna use this chicken up. At least there's action on it.
Well, I think that was fish number 7. But again, he was in that, nice eater range. I think that's 6 in this area. So this is a good little spot, I guess, to come and get eaters at. But I want to find out that this is a good spot to come get a hog at. I want a hog. I keep watching these cranes and hope that I'll see a one-legged crane. There was a little bit of tugging and then the line went loose.
Another one of those. Sun's about to go down. Wind's still up a little bit, not quite as bad, but it's still going to be rocky out on the lake. Hoping it's going to die down. It's supposed to die down as the evening goes on. I may stay here until it does, because I don't want to get out there on that main lake when it's rocky in the dark.
As much as I hated to, I decided to end the trip. It's a long ways back to the ramp. I'm not familiar with this area of the lake, and I wasn't comfortable with the idea of trying to make it through the stumps and through the wakes in the dark. I am looking forward to doing more fishing on this north end, and if I do any good up here, you can bet I'll bring you along. Thanks.
Well, I could be filling up the freezer with some good meat today. That's not why I'm here.